It's Friday, the 2nd of September 2022. Welcome to the Fast Five by Fear and Greed, where we give you the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Michael Thompson, and good morning, Sean Aylmer.
Good morning, Michael.
Sean, 5 stories in 5 minutes. Story number 1 is pretty extraordinary, I think. House prices fell at their fastest rate in 40 years last month, although it seems the pace of declines in Sydney and Melbourne are flattening out a bit.
That's right. Sydney house prices are now down 7% from their peak. Melbourne's down 4.6%. Brisbane prices slumped 1.8% just during August. And even Adelaide, previously the shining star of the capital cities, went backwards. Now, across the country, prices were off 1.6% last month, and they're about 3.5% below their lows. All capital cities are going backwards, with the exception of Darwin. Regions are also going backwards. Why? Rising mortgage rates. There's a bunch of other things as well: falling consumer sentiment, housing affordability, cost of living pressures, and a shift on spending from goods to services. Now, how far are they going to go? I think that's what we're all interested in. Well, AMP chief economist Shane Oliver reckons peak to trough prices will fall between 15 and 20%. That would be one of the biggest falls in many, many decades. The argument is that this time it's worse because households are more indebted now. The economy has reached an end of the long-term decline in interest rates, and the home price to income ratio has risen sharply. Against that, maybe house prices will only drop 10%, is the argument. There's a big savings buffer out there. Unemployment is at 3.4%, and the economy is still expanding. We'll have to wait and see how we go.
All right, story number 2, Sean, in Canberra at the moment, it's all about the Jobs and Skills Summit. The 142 representatives of business and unions and government and the community all meeting really to try and find a way forward in labour relations. Look, it's not for everyone, and there could be a few eyes kind of glazing over at the moment, but there's been some fantastic photos coming out of it, haven't there?
Oh, there has. So let's get to the substantive stuff first. The big announcement yesterday is that the federal, state and territory governments will create 180,000 more fee-free TAFE places for next year. That'll cost about $1.1 billion. Government also wants to rewrite the Fair Work Act. The big one on that one is it wants to allow for multi-employer bargaining with an emphasis on small business, women, care and community service sectors. The mood's been really convivial. And as you say, some of the pictures have been great. You've had like Greens leader Adam Bandt next to Fortescue founder Andrew Forrest. The head of the union movement next to the heads of the two big business peak bodies. You've had the Queensland, New South Wales and Victorian premiers together. You've had union officials with big beards in high vis standing next to business leaders. It's actually been quite entertaining. All in all, it seems to be doing okay. We get to day 2 today.
Okay, story number 3, Sean. We are now in what's really being considered the post-COVID phase of life. And one trend that's emerged is people are more likely to entertain at home compared to pre-COVID days.
That's right, and this has big implications for food companies, restaurants, pubs, clubs, etc. Now, Craig Garvin, the chief executive of Australian Vintage, which has brands such as McGuigan, Tempest 2 and Barossa Valley Wine Company, says they're doing really well with a range of pre-mixed cocktails and gin because people are eating at home again. Mr. Garvin told the Financial Review that his company did research in the UK. 1/3 of people are now more likely to entertain at home rather than go out to a bar or a restaurant. He says similar trends are happening in Australia as well. Add to that the cost of living pressure, you're actually finding people eating at home more and having friends over, which is a reversal of what it was pre-pandemic.
Okay, story number 4, Sean, an oil tanker has run aground in Egypt's Suez Canal, briefly blocking the global waterway. Now, if you are having flashbacks to March of 2021, you are not alone.
Yes, that's when that huge container ship blocked the canal for 6 days, disrupting global trade for months. It was quite incredible. It's not quite as bad as that. The Singaporean vessel had become wedged in a single-lane stretch of the canal. The authority that operates the canal used tugboats and managed to refloat the vessel 5 hours later, but you could just imagine the panic when they saw that it happened again.
Oh, yeah. All right. Story number 5. I don't know what to make of this. A popular Thai YouTuber allegedly cheated thousands of her followers to swindle about $55 million US. That's a lot of money through a foreign exchange trading scam that reportedly promised hefty returns on their investments, of course.
Now, she was known as Nutty to her followers, and she attracted 847,000 subscribers to a YouTube channel where she posted dance videos, according to Bloomberg. She also advertised private courses for aspiring Forex traders on her Instagram account, posting images of what she said were her profits. Now, more than 6,000 people gave her money to invest. They were lured with promises of returns as much as 35% on their investments, and guess what happened? They lost their money.
Yeah, I don't know, Sean. I just think a YouTube dancer known as Nutty, running Forex, trading through her Instagram where it's easily edited. There's just red flags in there, don't you think?
You'd think so. You'd think so, although 6,000 people disagree with you.
Yeah, that's right. And there we go, the top 5 business stories in 5 minutes. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Michael.
It's Friday, the 2nd of September 2022. Remember to hit follow on the podcast. And if 5 minutes isn't enough, you can find our longer daily show called Fear and Greed wherever you listen to podcasts. I'm Michael Thompson, and that was the Fast 5 by Fear and Greed. Have a great day.